Hello everyone and good morning or afternoon or evening or whatever time. So in today's video we're gonna acknowledge the fact that there's like 27 different kinds of dungeon keys or just keys in general in this game, and that's a lot of keys and they can get kind of confusing and it's hard to keep track of which ones go to which dungeons and where to get the stuff to make the different keys. So in this video, now that we've acknowledged that, I'm gonna tell you how to get all of the different kinds of keys, where you use them, and how to get the stuff to get the keys. But first I want to say that if you're looking at any older sources for how to get different kinds of keys, the epic dungeon keys that you will have probably seen mentioned there no longer exist, so you don't have to worry about them. They were converted into those reroll token things, and so there's not actually a key anymore, and you can open most of the basic chests in every dungeon without any key at all. And then of course there is the legendary dragon keys, which you can buy on the Zen market for 250 Zen. You get a package of 5 of them, and they can open every chest. So if you're too lazy to make the keys, or you just don't want to make the keys, or you need so many keys that you can't actually make them all, that's probably your best option. And then just to address the other two types of keys that aren't related to dungeons, there's the enchanted keys, which open the lockboxes, which you can buy on the Zen store as well, and then the strongbox keys, which open special boxes granted from the stronghold events like the Dragonflight, and those keys are also on the Zen market. So now that we've taken care of all the generic keys, we can go straight into the actual dungeon keys. So we're just going to go in order from most recent to oldest, sort of, with a couple of exceptions. So first up we have the Inexplicable key, which goes to the Lair of the Mad Mage dungeon, and this costs 25 coalesced magics, which you can get from the runic encounters in Undermountain, or just participating in master expeditions, or even in the dungeon itself, and you can only get one of these a day. You can buy it from the Undermountain campaign store. And in the exact same place is the Tower key, which goes to the new Tower of the Mad Mage trial, and it costs the exact same 25 coalesced magics. Now we're going back to Mod 15, the Bank Vault key. This is for the Manycoins Bank Heist Skirmish, and you can get this for 25 acorns from the Acquisitions Incorporated campaign store. Also in the Acquisitions campaign store are 3 newer types of keys: the Wolf key, the Webbed key, and the Dusty key. The Wolf one goes to the Grey Wolf Den dungeon, the master version. The Dusty one is the Master Cragmire Crypts, and the Webbed key is for the Master Temple of the Spider. All 3 of these can be obtained for 15 acorns, and the Bank Heist 125 acorns, and these acorns are obtained from doing the weekly quests in the Acquisitions Incorporated campaign. Alright, now taking a trip back to earlier this year. Nope, it was last year. Wow, it was a year ago now. Anyway, next up on our list is the Strahd's key. For our good old friend Strahd, Count Strahd von Zarovich from the Castle Ravenloft dungeon. This costs 25 omens, and of course you get the omens from participating in the daily and weekly quests from the Ravenloft campaign. And now we have the Omuin key, which always makes me think of cows, because cows go moo, usually. And this one is for the Cradle of the Death God Epic Trial. It costs 25 lost idols, and of course the lost idols come from the quests that you can do in Omu, the weekly and daily ones, which falls underneath the Jungles of Chult campaign. And also in the same campaign, the Chultan key for Tomb of the Nine Gods costs 25 Forgotten Totems, which is the weekly and daily quests for the Soshenstar River area of Jungles of Chult. Both of these keys can just be purchased from the campaign window for Jungles of Chult. And for my next trick, we'll talk about the Merchant Prince's key, which comes in a package deal with the Chultan key. You pay 25 Forgotten Totems and you get 1 of each different kind of key. But the Merchant Prince's key is for the Merchant Prince's Folly Skirmish, which I kind of forgot existed, honestly. Maybe I should run that one. And next up we have the Kessel's Retreat key, which, as you may have guessed by the name of the key, goes for the Kessel's Retreat chest. Now we're starting to get into the ones that are a little bit more complicated to make, but you can make this in the Icewind Dale campaign window. There's a button that says Kessel's Retreat key on it. You click it and then it's like, oh, you can make a key. Imagine that. But it costs 3 gold, 3 dwarf gold, 3 Aurel's tier, and 10 Koenig coins. And all those different types of currency minus the gold is what you get for participating and completing in the various quests that are available in Icewind Dale, in Dwarven Valley and Icewind Pass. Next we have one of my favorite keys. Now why is it my favorite? I really don't know. I just look back on it fondly. I think it's from right around the time where I started actively playing the game again, and that is the Ancient Runic Key. It goes to Fangbreaker Island and Master Spellplague Caverns. It costs 2,000 Vonenblad and 10 10-town supplies. That's kind of weird to say. 10 10-town supplies. 10-10. Weird. Anyway, these come from the Storm King's Thunder campaign, and I believe you can also buy this key in the River District as well for exchanging some amount of some currency. And now we have the Valindra's Tower key, which you might be able to guess once again where this goes because it's kind of in the name, but this is for use in Valindra's Tower dungeon. And it costs 3 gold, 15 Vanguard script, and 5 Thayan scrolls. You can make this from the campaign window of Dreadring, and of course the currencies that you use to make it also come from Dreadring quests, so if you want to just do those, you can get some keys. That's kind of what this video is about. Next up we have my 2 other favorite keys. I don't really know why they're my favorite, but Lesser Demonic and Greater Demonic keys. The lesser one can only be used for Throne of the Dwarven Gods, Prophecy of Madness, and regular Demogorgon, but the greater one can be used in all 3 of those places, as well as Master Demogorgon and Castle Never. That's why it's my favorite, because Castle Never is one of my favorite dungeons, and that's the key for it, so I made it a lot. That's why. Makes a lot of sense now. But anyways, the lesser one costs 150 Fairzris, and the greater one costs 300 Fairzris. That's that word that nobody can pronounce or spell, but it's the name of a currency, and I think if you're going to name your currency, it's probably not a good idea to make it something nobody can pronounce or spell, because that leads to a lot of people calling it the wrong thing, or just making up their own nickname for it. Anyway, you can get both of those keys right from the Underdark campaign window. It's pretty easy. You click a button that has the name of the key on it, and then you click Start or OK or, you know, whatever. Proceed with the key summoning. I think that's what the button should say, honestly. So next up we have Malabog's Castle key, which I'm not going to tell you where this one goes to because you should be able to figure it out. It costs 3 gold, 20 gold crescents, and 10 Feywild sparks. If you can tell by the name of the currencies, this comes from the Sharendar campaign, and yes, you can access making this key right from your campaign window. Just pay separate shipping and handling. I always get so much weirder later on in the videos, so the people that watch the whole video really get a much better experience. Okay, next up we have 3 keys that go together in a way: the Brotherhood key, the Elk Tribe key, and the Storm Giants key. These are all for the Svardborg Trial and Master Svardborg Force, and each of these 3 are obtained from getting different types of support from the Storm King's Thunder area in Sea of Moving Ice. The Brotherhood key costs 150 Arcane Brotherhood support. The Elk Tribe key is 1000 Elk Tribe support, that is the fishing one. And Storm Giant's key is 100 Storm Giant support, and I believe that one is for completing the heroic encounters in the Sea of Moving Ice. And the Brotherhood support comes from just doing quests in Sea of Moving Ice. So you got quests, fishing, and heroic encounters. So pretty much everything that you could do there is getting you towards a key. And next up we have the Thayan Lair key. Now this is not a key that's for a dungeon or a skirmish or anything, but it's a key nonetheless, and it's a key that people use and some people don't really know about. So it's in Dreadring. It costs 10 Vanguard script, and these allow you to go into a lair without having the quest for it. So that's like Phantasmal Fortress, Dreadforge, or Deathforge I think it's called, and the other one that I forget the name of right now. But there's 3, and you can go into any of those with 1 key. And people save these up for the double refinement event that's actually going on right now, but by the time you watch this video, I don't know if it will still be existing. But you can farm the rank 5 enchanting stones there, and that's what people use these keys for. So, great reason to go back to Dreadring. And next we have the Bramble Key. This key is for the Master of the Hunt skirmish, and it comes from Sharendar quest currencies, and it costs 20 gold crescents and 10 Feywild sparks. And now that I'm thinking about it, I've done Master of the Hunt recently, and I don't remember there being more than one chest. Maybe there is, and I'm just blind. That's a very good possibility, so we'll just go with that. Next up, guess what? There's only 3 left, and all 3 of them are in the same campaign. Tyranny of Dragons. You've got the Dragon Queen's Key, the Mystic Dragon Key, and the Arcane Dragon Key. So for all you dragon lovers out there, this is the place to be. The Dragon Queen's Key is used in Tiamat, because Tiamat is the Dragon Queen, and it costs 5 gold, 2 Fallen Dragon Fangs, and 20 Dragon Horde coins. These currencies are from quests that you complete in Tyranny of Dragons, of course, except for the gold, because the gold you can get pretty much anywhere. However, in order to unlock this key, you have to have actually gone into the Tiamat trial, beaten Tiamat first, and then you'll unlock the ability to make the key. I believe that might be the same with most of these, but I didn't look. And now, second to last, the Mystic Dragon Tea. Mystic Dragon Tea. I would drink that, honestly. Mystic Dragon Key is for the Shores of Churn skirmish. It costs 3 gold, 4 dragon sigils, 4 cult secrets, and a partridge in a pear tree. That last part's not true, it's 20 Dragon Horde coins. Once again, these are currencies that you obtain from doing the daily and weekly quests in Well of Dragons / Tyranny of Dragons, you know. And last but not least, we have the Arcane Dragon Key, which is for the Lair of Lostmouth dungeon. Also probably one of my favorite dungeons. It's probably down there like my 4th or 5th favorite. Not the best, but it's not bad. I enjoy it, but it's not the greatest, you know. And it costs 5 gold, 6 dragon sigils, 6 cult secrets, and 30 dragon horde coins. Which are also currencies that you get from Well of Dragons. Anyway, you know, that's a lot of keys. Neverwinter has a ridiculous amount of keys. There's like 1 for every dungeon, which does make sense. Personally, I never had an issue with the number of keys that are in this game, but I have seen a lot of people complain that there's too many, they should be condensed in some way. I don't know. Personally, I didn't have a problem with it. I kind of like it this way because it means you have to take part in all the previous campaigns. If you want to use these keys, you have to go back and, you know, relive content that you might have ignored otherwise. I'm not saying I do that, but I'm saying that people could do that. And I think that was the idea, but I don't. I kind of just ignore most older content, which I'm kind of regretting because I'm looking back into like Chult and Ravenloft and before that and going, oh, I kind of want to go back there and do stuff. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you found it even remotely informative, entertaining, helpful, or any other positive adjective that you could put there. Please let me know in the comments if you did, or if you just want to tell me, you know, something random fact about yourself. That'd be great too. So without further ado, I will now exit the facility. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye!